What treasure awaits you in the world's second largest Great Barrier Reef? Is there really gold along the coast in Honduras? All this and more awaits you, the best of Central America. Welcome to Honduras. I'm Podmore, and welcome to the best of Central America. I produce these shows all on my own. There's no Hollywood hype here. It's just strictly what you see. I explore the best of Central America, and in this case, everything that has to do with Honduras. Amazing beaches, amazing plazas, and of course, even its Mayan ruins. Come along with me. Explore, travel with purpose. Let's see what Honduras has for you. Our visit begins at the San Pedro Sula International Airport. From there, we will travel up and over the mountains to the municipality of La Ceiba, connecting by ferry to the Bay of Islands. Upon arrival, we will enjoy both the Cochino National Marine Monument before making our way over to the island of Utila and eventually back to La Ceiba. The explorer Christopher Columbus made 4 trips across the Atlantic Ocean from Spain, 1492, 1493, 1498, and the final in 1502. Columbus was determined to find a direct water route west from Europe to Asia, but he never did. Instead, he stumbled in the vicinity of the Americas, mostly the Caribbean. Columbus, being of Italian heritage, was contracted with the King and Queen of Spain to find a direct route to the West Indies. The King and Queen of Spain paid for him to find a faster, westerly route. He never did set foot in North America. The real credit goes to the Norse Viking explorer Leif Erikson around the year 1000, a full 400 plus years before Columbus. Amerigo Vespucci, for which the Americas are named, gets the credit for identifying that there are 2 clearly distinct continents, that of North and South America. During Columbus's 3rd stint in the Americas, Spanish authorities caught wind of Columbus's brutal treatment of the natives. A report from Spanish Governor Francisco de Bobadilla recounted Columbus and his men's use of tortures to subjugate the people they encountered in the Americas, or in Central America, describing their actions as oppressive. Bobadilla was instructed to imprison Columbus and his 2 brothers, and they were sent back to Spain in shackles. The brothers spent 6 weeks in jail until King Ferdinand of Spain released them and eventually pardoned them as well. Christopher Columbus, however, was stripped of his grand title of the Governor of Hispaniola. Three hours to the north and to the east of Honduras' second largest city of San Pedro Sula lies the world's second largest coral reef national monument. We have a group of Garifuna population that is going to put me on a boat, and they're going to take me right out to some of these Cayos Cochinos National Monument, where we're going to explore the best of these coral reefs. Honduras continues to find its footings and move forward with an eye set towards sustainable economic stability. Although Honduras is one of the original 50 signatories that established the United Nations Honduras was also originally known as the Banana Republic. Today, the term Banana Republic often creates images of unstable economies, something that goes back to over 100 years ago when an American businessman played an instrumental role in working with the American government to overthrow a Honduran president in exchange for favorable trade concessions. A few years later, Honduras, working under that American businessman, eventually became the world's #1 exporter of bananas. Honduras has been diversifying its economy over the past several decades to move beyond that of agriculture, textiles, and more so expanding into financial services and manufacturing. Honduras is growing its economic opportunity zones to better job prospects for its people. However, these economic opportunity zones are working in tandem with individuals from different countries, and those who write policies are trying to restrict the potential of livable wages in exchange for profits, which are already significantly less than that of developed countries, in exchange for bringing manufacturing and near-sourcing closer to the United States. However, there is room, significant room, to grow the Honduran economy. To the east of Honduras' third largest city, La Ceiba, there is a small community called Sambo Creek. It's at Sambo Creek where many tourists have an opportunity to rent a boat and go out to Utila Island, or in my case, heading out to Cayos, Cochinos, which is a national marine sanctuary set up off the coast. There are 2 large islands off the coast of Honduras, and with that there are 13 smaller islands, or what we call keys or Cayos. This is an absolute stunning miracle proportion in which the water is so crystal clear. Over 110 different coral reefs that are very much thriving in this atmosphere right here. There are also numerous aquatic marine species, some that have not even been discovered yet. The important thing to remember is coming here to the Cayos Cochino National Marine Sanctuary is the most important thing is to keep the shoes off and anything that is underneath that. The Cayos Cochino Marine National Monument is considered among the places you should put on your bucket list. The Cayos Cochinos National Marine Monument consists of 2 islands, Cayo Mayor and Cayo Grande, and 13 smaller islands situated roughly 19 miles to the northeast of La Ceiba on the northern shores of Honduras. Although geographically separate, they belong to the Bay of Islands Department and are part of the Roatan municipality. The island's residents are around 100 indigenous and Garifuna populations, and with climate change prevalent, these islands are at risk due to the rising of the world's oceans. The islands are a marine protected area and are managed by the Honduran Coral Reef Foundation. The coral reefs here are part of the world's 2nd largest coral reef system, and it's known as the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef. There is a scientific research station here on the island. What's interesting being on these islands is there are no roads, there are no cars, there are no bikes. There's many hiking trails that connect the residents, and a hike through the scenic jungles will bring tourists face to face with the world's only endangered pink boa constrictors that, unlike most snakes, they actually give live birth. The pink boa constrictor itself isn't pink, rather it's the tail that retains a distinct color that can range from orange to salmon pink.
¿Cocodrilo no hay acá?
El único es el que está sentado ahí adelante.
The man that helped provide that boat and the experience for us to be able to travel out to the Isla de la Cayo Cochino, did a fantastic job. But more so, I was impressed with their sense of spirit, the sense of camaraderie, the sense of community. After we got back to La Ceiba, those men, those Garifunos, they all came together and they helped push that boat back onto land. There must have been 10, 15, 20 of those guys that put that trip together so that we can go out and explore, experience the best of what the Cayo Cochino had to offer. They shared with me that there's another island that I need to visit, and that is of Isla Utila, a rapid ferry to go from La Ceiba to Utila. Okay. Honduras was originally inhabited by many indigenous peoples and communities when the Spanish arrived in the 16th century. The western central part of Honduras was inhabited by the Lencas, the central northern coast by the Tol, and the areas to the east and west of modern-day Trujillo by the Paya, the Mayans, and the Sumos. These autonomous groups maintained commercial relationships with each other and with other populations as far away as Panama to the south and Mexico to the north. Honduras has ruins of several cities dating from the Mesoamerican pre-classic period that shows the pre-Columbian past of its country. Accessible by ferry from either nearby Roatan Island or the city of La Ceiba, Utila is primarily known for its incredibly rewarding diving experiences, as well as its surrounding waters, famous for it being the whale shark capital of the Caribbean. Whale sharks reside in this area year-round, and it's very easy to spot them on the northern side of the island with its deep marine shelf. Of these two islands that cater to tourism, both have a unique personality. Roatan is more developed and carries with it vibes of relaxation. Utila, on the other hand, is more geared towards a festive party crowd complete with tuk-tuks, golf carts, and a car-free environment. Not to be missed is the Whale Shark and Oceanic Research Center. I am here on Utila Island with my tour guide and new friend Gustavo. Gustavo is going to be showing me around the high points of Utila, which includes a chocolate factory, my favorite, an iguana farm, and a house of seahorses. Gustavo, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing fantastic. Love being here. What would you like to share with us for Utila?
Come to Honduras, in beautiful people, in beautiful time.
That's right. And a beautiful time can be had right here in Utila. Let's see what we can discover here.
Anotan mi número si quieren para por si van a salir a algún lado.
Okay.
How's it going?
Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, and yourself?
I'm doing great. What's your name?
Perfect. LeJorn Cooper.
Lejeune Cooper. Okay, Lejeune Cooper it is. I'm Ron.
Nice to meet you.
This is awesome. This is chocolate.
That's right.
Chocolate and coffee.
Chocolate, coffee, and sweets. Ice cream, desserts, all the good stuff.
That's awesome. I'm at home now. What do you got?
So come right in.
Okay.
I'll show you around. Out here is our cafe. This is our main menu right here, and everything is made right here at the factory.
So everything is made right here.
Everything is made right here, even to our paper bags, our plastic bags. Everything is made right here at the factory.
The cocoa grown here or off the island or on the island or?
Because on the elevation that we're on, one of the Honduran smaller islands, elevation changes the flavor of it. So we go higher up, which is right over the capital of Honduras, and that's where the temperature changes, the elevation.
How long does it take to grow the coffee to the seeds? 5 months, 6 months?
It takes about 6 to 7 months to get the fully grown pod, and then the pod goes through a separation process where we take out the pulp and the bean. That takes about 4 weeks. 2 weeks of being fermented and 2 weeks of being sun dried.
For the coffee?
For the chocolate.
For the chocolate,
For
okay.
the chocolate. Now, for the coffee, it takes about a year to be fully grown. And then again, it goes through the process on the mainland, and you get the full bean right here on the island.
Is there a block of time, a season, when it is time to harvest the coffee and a time in the season to harvest the chocolate?
No, because here in Honduras it's very still in the tropics. So any fruit grows any season of the year.
Okay, so how do you make the chocolate then? So you have the beans and everything?
So yeah, we just put down our full bean. The bean is roasted, grounded, and clean. And we have our nibs. So we have our nibs. Once it's clean from the husk, then we have our separation. So the bean has 50% butter, 50% fiber. So we do the separation right here, and we have white chocolate and dark milk chocolate. Within about 15 hours, you're going to have a perfect form bar chocolate.
It's poured into these.
Correct. So after the grinding process, this is the mold where we're going to let it set about maybe 30 minutes, and you have a perfect bar.
How much chocolate do you eat?
Oh my God, every day. And every night. Every
How
day.
much coffee do you drink?
Maybe 3 cups a day. It's the best.
Wired.
It's the best.
That is, I do 1 cup of coffee a day, but it's all American coffee. I want the real coffee, the real chocolate, and Utila Coffee Company is the place to be.
That's right, we have the best.
That is awesome. Yeah. Lejeune, appreciate it very, very much.
Anytime, thank you for coming.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you.
Here.
See you next time. The Caribbean vibe is very much alive and kicking here on this island, and the cultural experiences from foods, liquids, cultural attractions await people who do decide to visit Utila. Nothing wrong against Roatan Island, but I can promise you between Roatan and Utila, there is a big difference between these two islands, and I can probably even say that the sunsets here are spectacular. While there, I had an opportunity to enjoy the Blue Beach Bistro bar with expatriate Zach, and he was very accommodating and provided me with lots of information. And what a great place to stop, take a breather, and really rebalance yourself for wellness and for health. Here in the downtown central business district of Utila, I met once again one of many amazing people. With me I have is Troy. Troy is a longtime resident here of Utila. Troy, nice to meet you.
Hey, same. Thank you.
Tell me about your job. You're a very unique individual here. What is your experience here on this island?
I do quite a few things, but say my last 8 years spent as mayor here on the island.
Mayor, as
Mayor.
in like a city mayor.
City mayor. So yeah, we governed the island for 8 years. And as mayor, you get to do everything. You know, you have full command. So you're in charge of education, security. You're in charge of health, making sure the island is nice and clean for the tourists. So a lot of that stuff come under us.
And I understand after you left being a very rewarding job as mayor, you've established a dive shop, scuba diving, a retail business, this wonderful restaurant here, and of course real estate.
Been in the dive business, in the tourist industry for 30 years. So my life before mayor was business. So I also own a marine construction company. We have barges. We barge all of the construction material over to the island. And yeah, and also two properties, you know, we develop islands. So I've been in the real estate business since 2001.
As tourists begin to return to Utila, and more people begin to rediscover the ideas of being certified in scuba diving right here in Utila, what does your crystal ball project for not only Utila, but also Honduras in general, from a business perspective or economy? It's a tough question. But
It is a tough question. You know, I was talking to some of our new government officials the other day, and you know, here on the local level, also on our central government level, and they're excited. You know, it's a new government. They want to do as much as they can do to help to generate more business. But the opportunities here in our country is good. I think for foreign investment, right now we're entertaining some guys up from the States on investing on some properties here, and they're excited. You know, they're excited to come in to a place that's clean, it's new, and Utila is a perfect little island for the type of investment that these guys want to do with real estate. You know, the whole Bay Islands. You know, Roatan is our bigger island. You know, it tenders to the cruise ships that are interested in coming down out here and helping. You know, we can use the investment. It creates jobs.
culture of respect and acceptance and embracing the people coming here, it's very clear to me. That is something that the people here of Utila should celebrate.
Yeah.
They're beyond amazing people
Yeah.
whom I've met, very accommodating, and I'm just like, I can move here right now.
Well, we'd love to you to move here right now.
Thank you for your time, Troy. I look forward to meeting you again.
Thank you. Come back, please.
I will.
Please.
The two biggest questions I get from many people that ask me regarding Central America, and in this case Honduras, is that of safety and poverty. Yes, there are many organizations here in Honduras that are helping to eradicate poverty, and the most important thing that I would probably get out of this is that there is multiple opportunities for economic, sustainable business enterprises. But amongst all of that, it's the family. Family is first in Honduras as it is in many Central American countries. Without family, nothing else is possible, and that is extraordinarily prevalent and evident in all of the people's spirits and their souls and everywhere I've traveled. The Honduran coast packs its country's biggest draw. From the northwest portion of the Omoa department and its Spanish forts, all the way down to the southern portion of it, that of the city of La Ceiba, which is its launching point for the Bay of Islands, Utila, Roatan, as well as that of Cayos Cochinos National Marine Monument. There's a lot to experience in this beautiful country. I'm Ron Podmore. Travel with purpose. Explore more with me, the best of Central America. I'll see you next time. Oh, yes, okay.